I'm going to do a quick review and wear test on the new Fenty foundation today. This is the second time I've tried it out for you guys. I'll show you application, both using sponge and brush, and then you'll see a wear test throughout the day and then my final thoughts at the end. If you haven't stopped by at my channel before, thanks for doing so. If you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Fenty Beauty, they brought out a new hydrating foundation. If you didn't know already, they already have the Pro Filter matte foundation, which I did try and didn't get on with it, and sold that within 6 months of having the foundation. It was just too heavy and matte for my skin. I was just experimenting with makeup at that point and realized that more satin finishes and hydrating foundations are more suitable for my skin and my age as well. I am dry skin, so when they released this, I was really excited to try it out. Out of all the foundation releases they've been bringing out lately, which has been, come on, way too many to keep up with. I could not keep up with it all. But I was lucky to get my hands on this while in Italia, and I was so impressed. So I've wore it for 2 days straight. Both times I've got the same exact feelings and thoughts on. I've tried it with 2 different primers. One was the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which I didn't film, and that was exactly the same result as what you'll see on today's video. I'm wearing it right now. I'll tell you a little bit about it as well. It says hydrating, medium to full coverage for all skin tones, long wear and light as air is what it claims on the box. And then it has all the ingredients listed on the back. And yes, it does come in a different packaging to what the other one did come in. I definitely have no complaints about this packaging, although for some reason, if my mind seems to play tricks on me, because it just feels like there's less product in here than there was in the glass bottle. But I definitely don't mind this type of packaging. Definitely easy to travel with. And I chose the shade 260. I wanted 270, but I'm very, very happy that I chose 260 because it seemed to be a good match. It says you get 1.8 fluid ounces in here, and the shade is pretty good. And that's it. I'll leave it at that for now. I cannot get my words out. I won't go on too much about this foundation. Let's do a wear test and come back later on tonight, give you my final thoughts and get this baby uploaded. And kudos to me doing all of this without any laptop, any ring light, just natural daylight. It's very difficult to work like with minimum stuff, so I apologize. I know I keep going on about it. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. I'll see you soon with my final thoughts. I'm in front of a natural light window. There is no fooling this camera today because I have no ring light while I'm on vacation. So I'm making do with what Mother Nature gave us, natural light. So this is the finished application before I do anything. I'm definitely going to set the foundation. It's given me hydrating feelings on the skin for sure. It definitely makes my skin look and feel hydrated. It's quite shiny in my opinion, so I'm definitely going to set it down. I do always set down my foundations anyway, just for help for longevity, etc. The only place where I tend to be quite careful when applying powder is under my eyes, but as far as setting the face, I always set my face. But this, some foundations obviously don't need a lot of setting, and this in my opinion will need setting down because it's, for my personal taste, it's too shiny at the moment. I like the way it's giving me good like youthful feelings, like it's not heavy, it's not exaggerated anything, I don't think. I can't hardly, it's very, very hard to see. Like my pores don't look enlarged or anything like that. It's applied really nicely. It's so hard to try and film in this light, but yeah, it's actually applied really nicely. I'm going dark, light, dark, light. Because it's not an overly, listen to my kids, because it's not an overly thin foundation, I think I like using the sponge because it's a little, it's not thick, but it's a little bit thick. More thinner consistency foundations, I definitely like to use a brush. But with this, I think you can use either or. Again, excuse the background mess in there, but I think you can use either or with this one. But I did enjoy using the sponge. So I'm going to set this down with some powder and be back with my makeup on and close out the video. So I just wanted to show you, because this is basically how I have to do my filming. It's so hard. But before I added any more product, I wanted to show you what it looked like after I set it. Looks a lot better to how I would like my foundation to sit on my skin. Very, very radiant. I do like the way it makes me look quite, you know, it's not aging me in any way, and that's what I want. That is exactly why I, what's the word? I avoided getting the Naked Skin one, the new one by Urban Decay, and I avoided the Pat McGrath matte foundation. I'm tempted to try the Charlotte Tilbury, but this is giving me good vibes at the moment, really good vibes. It's not, even though I've powdered it down on I've gave it a light layer of powder to set with the Jouer, and it's not took away the hydrating look of it. It's still giving me a little bit of radiant and dew. So if you do like dewy foundations, I think you're gonna like this one. So it's for us dry skin girls. Hashtag no filter. Okay, if you can see me, it's been 4 hours so far.
Jane, we have 8 minutes.
Everything is looking pretty.
That way. No, it's gonna be diagonal. It goes that way, then like look. Jane.
Looking good so far. My American vlog. This guy, he's from New York, but he ain't shit.
Yeah. Well,
Here's my daughter. Hi, I'm not gonna do it. We're gonna do this. Foundation's still looking good. So we about to race. Well, we are now at the 6-hour mark, and I've had a helmet on. I've had a helmet on my face. I lost both races. I think I might not actually like go-kart racing now. It's my second time doing it, and my hands are like, hold on, look at my hands, look at the blisters. The steering is so tight. How they expect women to be steering them cars killed me. But anyway, the foundation, I can't really tell in this light, but I think it's come away here, which I would definitely anyway expect because of the helmet being on. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about that, but from what I can tell in the camera, I look pretty good at the moment, but we'll see when we get home. Final check-in. It is 8:30. Is that right? Just over 7 hours. Not really a long enough test, but it's like yesterday was, I would say, pushing 10 hours, but now it's dark outside. Considering I've been to go-karting, which by the way I got blisters, it's lasted good. Plus it gets really hot under them helmets. Yeah, so you can see here where the helmet was, it's come away, but you cannot judge the foundation on that. so hard to show you guys in this nighttime light because it's literally dark outside, but so this is basically how it's looking after 7, almost 8 hours. Almost 8 hours. So this is my final thoughts. It's very, very dark. I wonder if I can turn some more lights on. 1 second. Final thoughts on the foundation. Let's see. 2-day wear test. It wore great yesterday and it's worn again great today. Different primers. Yesterday I used the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and today I've used... So today for primer I used the No Problem Priming Water by Touch and Soul. Same results as yesterday. If anything, this probably made it a little bit more shinier and dewier on the initial application today, whereas yesterday it wasn't so shiny. So yeah, this probably, because of how hydrating the foundation is, I wouldn't necessarily go in with this primer again because of how shiny it made my face look on the initial application of it. But any other moisturizing primer or mattifying primer, any pore filling primer, I think will be fine for this. It's worn, it really has impressed me, put it that way. It's definitely impressed me. I rate it a thumbs up. Better than I expected, just because I wasn't impressed with Rihanna's first foundation, just because it was just too matte for me. But you know, each to their own. I prefer a hydrating foundation, and this is definitely a winner in my book. It's looked really good on my skin all day and I'm pleased with it. It's done good. I just want to try and see if I can get in some better lighting just before I close out the video. So I'll say this will be your best bet at looking at how my skin looks, including wearing the helmet for go-karting. So that is my review on the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. Let me know if you're going to try it out yourselves. Give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video.